Yeah. Shout out everybody in the world. Hip Hop on Deck Radio every Friday, 68. Shout out to Hip Hop on Deck EA. Shout out to manager Lala. Salute to the gang. Right now we got something very special. Definitely, let me get right to it. I know it's been a lot of people that got grave sites and they don't have like no stones on them at all. And it been like 3, 4 years past, and they be like, "Dang man, I'm still trying to get mama or grandmama stone or auntie or uncle stone." And then sometimes them same people that had that intention, they pass away. So then now as decades go past and none of that is going on. So first and foremost, introduce yourself to the people. You know what I mean? Let them know your name and where they can find you at first and foremost before we get right into it.
My name is Troy Richards. I'm the co-owner of B&B Monuments. We're located at 303 Chester Avenue, Yeadon, PA, 19050.
Okay, now B&B Monuments. What does that entail?
B&B Monuments is a monument company, so we actually make and produce headstones.
Okay. And these headstones are for what?
These headstones are for the memorials of people that have passed away.
Okay, and how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing it 10 years now.
Doing it 10 years. So what you like? You woke up one day like you were just like playing in the mud and rocks. Like you was playing rock, paper, scissors. You just start making stones. Like you know what I mean? Like how does that work out? Like how do you get in that field? Because you could have worked at McDonald's or something, but you don't.
I'm a bricklayer by trade.
Okay. Now we making sense. Okay, all right. Get some background.
Right.
Okay, so like bricklayer, for those who don't know what a bricklayer is, because it's all about educating the people. And when we work 10, 15, 30 years of an experience, we know what it is and when it's detailed. Right. But as far as getting that information out there, to the people, because, the deal is we want them to hire you. You know what I mean? We want to get this information out so people can reach out to you. And they might not on duty, might not know they need a bricklayer because they don't know what the job entails. You get what I'm saying? The information is, power. So what is it that a bricklayer does?
A bricklayer, basically, we lay brick, we lay block, stone. We do all the outside structures and masonry. So with me being able to transition from a bricklayer, made it easy for me to get into your monument business. So what I found out once I got into the monument business was that most people that sell monuments, which is headstones, don't really have any knowledge of the masonry field. So when I got into it, basically I cornered the market because by me being / bricklayer, stonemason, cement finisher, when I got over into the monument side of things, I cornered the market because I was able to do everything.
Like one-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
Yeah, see, and I wanted you to put that information out because, people need direction. And sometimes there's so many cars in the street, they might scared to cross it. Sometimes it's signs that tell them, but they don't know how to read. So sometimes people need a crossing guard to say, hey, go this way. Because instead of B and B, they might pick C and C just because nobody said, come over to B and B.
Right.
You won't even believe how simple that is and how much that works. Because I ain't gonna say I could have went to any college in the world, but only person I remember is the boy that came over and read and said, come to Cheney. That's it. So I wound up, I went to Cheney. You get what I'm saying? So, I wanted to show that's still important. It's just not about posting stuff on Instagram, on Facebook. Oh, I just threw some information in the world and I think it's going to come back. No, you got to run your mouth.
Exactly.
You got to educate people. So are you hiring? Do you have an initiative? Like, what's your whole purpose of the work that you do?
Right now, we're basically trying to put out a pre-apprenticeship program. So we're structuring that right now as far as the curriculum and how many months it will intend for people to come take that course. And we're also giving away free headstones.
That's cool. So, pre-apprenticeship program. This is a program where people will be getting taught. Is it like is male and female? Do it matter the sex?
Male and female.
So
doesn't matter.
male, female, and they're getting certified to be an apprentice.
No, not certified. So there's a pre-apprenticeship program.
Okay.
So we're actually introducing them to the program.
All right.
So another trade.
No, because I want to get this clear. So you're giving people the opportunity to acquire another skill and trade under their belt. Now, is this something that they have to pay for, or do they sign up and get the tutelage? How does this work if they want to sign up?
They can just sign up. They come down. We set an appointment up to come into the office for an interview. And we're taking not a lot of people at one time, but it's probably about the first 50 that sign up that we take them. And then when we're done with that 50, we start another class.
Okay, I'm 150. How do I sign up? How do I sign up?
So basically, you would sign up by going to the email.
Okay.
Nasheed at bbmonuments.org. That's Nasheed at bbmonuments.org, or you can call 215-510-7653.
And what's that number again?
215-510
7653. 7653. You gotta do that for like the Siri to pick it up, because sometimes when your voice ain't is like the other people's voice, Siri don't be picking it up. Like, don't pick up all the numbers.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, that's why they was on there like 5504. So is it an age? Is it an age limit?
I think the age limit that my wife is working up is probably 16.
Okay, 16 to what? Is it a other age limit? Like, I can come in that joint 98 with my cane, like, yo, what it do?
I mean, as long as you can lift 100 pounds, we good.
Okay, so you're not discriminating. As long as you meet the criteria,
that's it.
You know, you could have been following Dr. Sebi, and you could be strong as an ox at 98. You know, what do we know? You know, so outside of that, you know, let's get into you. Do you listen to music?
I listen to R&B.
You listen to R&B?
I'm an old school baby.
Now, I thought because you be working with Stones, you listen to rock and roll when you work.
No. I listen to the oldies. Oldies were good. Yeah,
all right. So bang, you got some work. You make it sound like, so what's on your playlist? Like you about to go to work, you need inspiration. They gave you this blueprint of what they want. What song you putting on to get that inspiration?
Some Isley Brothers. You know what I mean? A little bit of Marvin Gaye. Get in my zone.
Get in your zone. Yeah. So you said that you're giving away monuments, correct?
Yes. We're gifting headstones.
Gifting.
Yes.
Now, I'm quite sure the people want to know, like, how does that work? That's what they really wanted to know. I'm sorry I took long, because, you know what I mean? I know what the people like, oh, Fran, Skinny Pop, free headstones, bro. Get to the free part, bro. All right, the free part. The free monumental stones, how do they acquire that?
The way you acquire a free headstone is basically by submitting a submission through the email, which is Nasheed at bbmonuments.org. We will review every submission that was sent in, and then we will be doing the drawing on June the 7th.
So, if I wasn't from this country, or I didn't know how to spell Nasheed, because you know that name might be not like Jack or Robert. Like, how do you spell that?
N-A-S-H-I-D. That's N-A-S-H-I-D.
Now, once again, we don't have Siri voice activists, so we got to be like N as in Nate, A as in Africa, because that's how you got to ensure the people get the accurate information.
All right, so that's N as in Nancy,
Mm-hmm.
A as in Apple, H as in Harry, I as in N, D as in David. That's Nasheed at bbmonuments.org.
All right, y'all got that. Now, BB, like two B's, not B and B, just BB, correct?
BB.
Yeah. You got to do all these things, when it comes to getting that information across. That's what I learned. Like, you really had to be in crossing guard. Don't just leave it up to throwing something out in the air and not reiterating it to make sure it came across clear. Because sometimes that's how a lot of miscommunication,
For sure.
happen. Whereas those people might think they on the same page, but it might be simple as someone just misheard or misinterpretation. Because interpretation is another thing. It could be somebody on here reading your lips.
Right.
It can't even hear in deaf. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But they want to support you because they like your business and they trying to follow you. You know what I mean? So sometimes we be in our own way. You know what I mean? And
For sure.
receiving the gift. Because I believe what you have for the people is definitely a gift. And I want them to receive it. And I want them to hear it because it's important for them to get those, monuments. So, what's that feeling? This family, I don't got nothing. My grandma, she been there tombless for 10 years. The whole family, and you come and you reward them with that. What is that moment?
The goal is helping the community. It's helping the community. You know what I mean? It mean a lot. I mean, we have family members that have been passed away for years that it hasn't been completed to actually be able to give them a headstone.
So but I'm basically asking just because something had to happen, for you to even have that initiative or thought process to even be in a state of giving. It's not like you giving away something that's $5.
For sure.
It's not that you're giving away something that most people can even afford. We're working all their life. So it's not like you giving away a pack of 9-liters. You know what I mean? So what really happened? Did somebody say, hey man, I really wish I can get this one. I'm trying to give you a budget. And you say, no, what? I just give it to you, man. Dag, man. And then it made you feel a certain way. So you say, you know what? Whoever else can't afford it, you get it more, and you get how did that transpire?
So what made this come about was I actually lost my father some years back.
Okay.
And when I lost my father, it made me realize how many people that didn't have headstones. And then when we opened the business up, the gifting part came from him. So every headstone that we give away is in honor of my father, Vaughn Lee Johnson.
That's what's up. Celebrate. See, I knew it was a deeper initiative because I know the type of stuff people give away, and normally it'd be less than $10. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
you giving away 1,000 of those, and you times that by whatever the size or the quantity or whatever people want on there, that could equal up to $1 million, bro. You got $1 million to give away. What's going on?
Well. For those that don't know, the basic headstone, which is a flesh marker, and that's what we're giving away. The cost can range anywhere from $1,800 to $2,500. So that's the cost for the basic flesh marker. So you can go from 18 to 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 headstones.
All right, what's the biggest, craziest headstone you made not on duty? What's the most extravagant job? Because sometimes I walk through some of them graveyards and they got whole coliseum and monastery. I be like, yo, you sure ain't nobody live in that joint? No. All right, cool, man.
The biggest one that we made so far is it's been a 6 foot monument. Price on that was about $16,500.
That's interesting. That's the Egyptians is something you trying to let everybody know, yeah, I'm on my way to after. I was born this day, I got out of here this day, but look, all that 100,000 years from now, let them know I was around.
Yeah. And that's actually local too. The cemetery that they're stone is in a local cemetery.
So you came from being a bricklayer. How did you actually transition and get into that field? You know, most people say it's not what you know, it's who you know. But did you have like a little mixture of both? Because you already had some prior experience, so you had to know, you know, something. But how did you even transition into that field?
Into the headstone business.
Correct.
I transitioned into that field as a young man. I was always in the masjids for the janazas. So I was basically washing the bodies, doing the service at the janazas and stuff like that. When my father passed away, that's when I really took the initiative to say this was my calling. I felt like I needed to transition into the headstone business, and it was easy for me to transition into because I was a bricklayer.
So did you ever get any people under your tutor list? Did you ever you know, teach people? I know the apprenticeship program is for things of that nature, but outside of the apprenticeship program, like, did you take like 3 young boys, 2 of your cousins, and your uncle, like, yo, bro, let's go out here and get this money, man. Let me learn y'all something. Let me learn y'all something.
For sure. So I took 3 of my best friends, 2 of my nephews, and taught them the trade, so they can actually set. They know how to set. They know how to pour the foundations, the whole 9. Yeah.
No, that's what's up, man. That's very important. So like ultimately, they got something called mission statements and stuff like that. You know, every business or every company, you know, has something called mission statement. So what is the mission statement of BB Monuments LLC?
That mission statement, we still basically try to put that mission statement together.
You said I'm still trying to state the mission.
Yeah, I'm still trying to state the mission. You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah, man. So did you have like a person like on IT? Normally when that happen, like you got a correspondent. Like when they ask like Donald Trump something crazy, he be like, man, you gotta answer that one. So we got your correspondent in the building.
Yeah,
A correspondent, come. Still IT. We have this mission statement is a call for IT. IT, are you in the building?
Yeah. I just grabbed this joint, right?
Yeah.
Not on duty, but you can use the equipment.
All right.
This the back office.
Yeah. I'm gonna be sort of like a mouthpiece for my man. It's what B&B is all about is really.
Make sure.
Oh yeah.
All right, there you go.
So I'll try to serve as a semi mouthpiece for B&B and just everything that they're doing. I think it's a great movement that's really going to make an impact in the community really soon. So
Now, what does that mean?
So, well, we, as from a community perspective, right? We think about Black wealth. We think about just the ability to impact gun violence, the ability to provide training and resources, the ability to educate people on a industry that we are notoriously taking advantage of and all of the above. It's a full comprehensive way to really become a part of the community. So
yeah, that sounds like a mission statement right there.
Yeah.
That's getting closer to a mission statement. It's getting closer to the mission being stated.
To try to bring it all together, right? B&B as a monument company has the potential to really give our community, right, our people, access to not only the resources necessary to control the narrative of their death, right? Like you started the conversation just talking about how many people are sitting there with monuments that are without monuments for their loved ones, right? Going through the tragedy of just like knowing that their loved ones are sitting there in an unmarked grave, like nothing. So many of us are going through that. I basically out of lack of representation, and so what Troy, right, or Nasheed and his wife have been able to do is, like he said, corner the market because he does the concrete, right? Because he does the foundation, he's able to not only control the pricing, but control, again, the narrative about how we are represented. And because he's of the community, he dealing with the people as a person. So he negotiating, he's providing payment arrangements and even giving away resources to people that don't have it. So and that's something that we don't really see in our community from people outside of our community.
Yeah, because that's real important, because it's like, I ain't saying that we be asking for a lot in our community and things of that nature, but like a lot of times we ask the people that's even outside of our community, and then that's how the respect. That's why we don't respect the people in our community and respect the people outside of the community, because the people outside of the community is bringing most of the resources inside. You get what I'm saying? So if they can go to you and say, outside of a monument, listen, brother, like, we hungry, my mom out here, crackhead, like, you see what's going on, brother. Now take this, I ain't giving you money, but here goes some food to feed y'all. I want to start nothing. I don't want nobody to think this the house you come to when you, but at bare minimum, so it's important that the community know that. You know what I mean?
A million gajillion %, right? And so the other side of it, right, is the pre-apprenticeship program, providing access to trades, right? As of now, there are hundreds of thousands of jobs that are currently going unfulfilled in the trades, right? So getting not only access to that.
Now,
trade,
hold on. Now, just not to break your wisdom, but for you to add more wisdom. You said hundreds of thousands of jobs being unfilled. Can you at least give me the name of 2 or 3 of those job names that is unfilled? I don't even need 100,000. Just give me the name of 2, 3 of them jobs.
Well, no, so they are in skilled labor, right? So for concrete, plumbing, electricians, like the baby boomer generation, they're dying off, right? And so there's a lack of skilled laborers in the field, right?
Okay.
But there's a expense that's associated with that. Now, again, what B&B is doing through the pre-apprenticeship program is giving our community access to actual training in a in-demand trade that is going to give you the ability to feed your family for the rest of your life, right? And in addition to that, right, there's we also just initiated a brand ambassador program, but actually giving people the ability to become a part of the educational part of the death process, right? What a headstone should cost you, right? Giving them access to life insurance information and just a bunch of other resources that, again, help prepare our people for that event that we all eventually head into anyway.
Yeah, that uncomfortable conversation, having a conversation about the uncomfortable conversation, because everybody surely gonna have that destination.
1,000%.
You know what I mean? So how do you guys link up? You know what I mean? How did the the bricklayer meet the IT slayer? Like what? How that connect? Like how y'all become Doc and Moses? Like what's going on?
So the way we became Doc and Moses is that his mother is one of my oldest cousins.
Okay.
And I actually watched him grow up, and I found out that he was into the IT, and I told him that's what was missing, that's what we needed, and we made this collaboration. You know what I mean?
No, that's what's up, man. Keep it in the bloodline. You know what I mean? In a positive way, because back in the day, people used to keep it in a bloodline by like incest.
Sure.
So I'm glad that y'all found a better way to keep the family's assets within your family without doing what them kings and all of them was doing over, you know what I mean? And it's, I love history. I ain't gonna lie. If y'all know this by now, I'm into knowledge. I'm into his story, her story. Anybody making a story and not watching and commentating on everybody else evolve. You know what I mean? Life is about creating. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like, that's what we here for, whether you creating some children, whether you creating something to increase the betterment, of the world. So anybody that's doing something that's increasing the quality of life, living, boosting people morale, giving people an opportunity that has none. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's like, that's hope. That's the difference between somebody saying, ain't nothing gonna happen, I might as well jump off of this bridge, opposed to, nobody never gave me nothing, especially nothing that, you know, and I wanted to honor this person so much, and couldn't find the resources. Like you might just that might make a whole nother family and generation live for the. People don't think stuff be that deep, but it really be that deep.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because I seen people get ground up for like years. Oh, this person, they still ain't get their uncle that joint yet. They got all that money when they folk passed away, but they ain't give them no proper like stone. Like people be getting grind up for that, and then it's like a lot of people like death even bring people together or push people apart. You know what I mean? So not to get into this, but I am. At what time did you had, you know, created, you know, a stone and it just like the whole family was going wild, and like did it get to a point where you almost had to ever give up on the middle of a creating process because the family was just too wild?
Yeah, it can get crazy. It can get crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's a very emotional moment. I think my wife probably had the worst moment as far as dealing with the families like that. It was probably about 6 or 7 people at one time. And you're talking about siblings, like sisters, brothers, and couldn't nobody come up with a decision on this one like that, the other one didn't like this. So it's a big moment. You know what I mean? It's a big moment.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, people have to be satisfied with a finished project. And this is something that's internally there. This not like, let me draw something with a pencil. Oh, I don't like that. Let me erase that. I'm not. So now just to get to that, like, is this a thing where as though you can make alterations, or once it's done, it's done?
Once it's done, it's done. So the answer to that question is basically once we send over the final approval for the headstone, the family have to sign off on it. So whoever purchased the headstone has to sign off on it. So you got to check the spelling, the dates, all the designs, and then that's when it goes into the production. So if you miss something and you signed off on it, it's your responsibility, not ours.
No, I put that there. You ain't seen it, man. You must have made a mistake. You must have made it, bro. I just gave you $27,000, bro, and you put that wrong.
We send you an email. We send you everything to confirm that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yo,
you gotta cover all your bases.
Yo, cause you guys, you see, I'm just going through the motions. Like, bro, I paid you $33,000. I said Shirley, bro. This joint say Shirlene, bro. Like, I did not say that. So that happened before?
Yes, it happened. It happened.
And like, how do that get rectified?
The only way to rectify something like that, and again, we're here to help our people. You know what I mean? So you got to meet in the middle somewhere. So if you signed off on that and it needs to be redone, the stone is no good no more. Like you got to get rid of the stone. So basically, it would be like paying for 2 stones. So we got to meet in the middle.
Yeah, that's interesting. You say I can't refry those beans, huh? What's them, Joe? No, it's not the refried beans packet. It's not the burger you got from McDonald's and you took a bite. Like, I'm gonna put it in the microwave and then that. No, man, this organic. This is once we cook it and you look and I'm like, hey, that tastes right. All right, yeah, because that's what you about to get. So make sure.
Well, so my bad. To not to cut you off.
So I can probably say out of the time that we've been in business, if somebody tell you that they haven't redid a stone, they be lying to you. So out of the time that we've been in business, we might have did 2. That's it. So that's a good number.
No, it's a great number. That's awesome. And what would you was about to say?
Well, no. So just kind of touching in also the interactions of the community-based businesses, right?
Okay.
One thing I can say is that if that process were to happen inside of B&B, it will be handled with a certain delicacy and care, right? Again, when you're dealing with people that treat you like a person, it's easier to do business. So during that interaction, there are systems in place to kind of have the checks and balances. We email them, we calling you, we double checking, we saying, hey, are you making sure? Fatima don't play. She gonna call you. She gonna make sure. You know what I'm saying, that gets done and that is right as possible. But if something does happen, again, because we're community based, it's gonna be handled with a certain level of delicacy that you probably can't expect anywhere else.
No, and I can see that, man. It's great being thorough. And I like y'all dynamic. You know what I mean? Not on duty. And when we say not on duty, I guess that's just saying not including nothing fruity. But that's no here there. But cause like you see my guy, she right here, you know what I mean? He remind me of me. Look, bro, I just want to work, bro. Give me the axe, bro. Give me this. Like y'all know what I do, bro. You talk that fancy majazz to the people. Like I do this. You see this castle right here? Yeah, this what I do. Why you making me talk too much? Look at your eyes. You can't see it. Can you explain to them, brother IT, why this, things of that nature? So that's very important because when you just get caught up in your work sometimes. So what was that point that helped you realize, man, I need somebody to articulate some of these things I do. I need somebody to break down all this work and make it and categorize. I need a nice little cute spreadsheet to itemize all these great things I'm doing, because me articulating to these people, they're not fully getting what I'm doing.
I realized that when I was stagnant and I couldn't get to that next level.
Okay.
That's when I knew I needed help in that field, as far as the IT, the marketing, and just a team. You know what I mean? That's it.
No, definitely need a team. And what I did learn about playing college basketball is knowing your personnel. Because sometimes people get mad at their team, and it's like you might be a bad distributor of what to do with your team. You might be a bad dispatcher. You might have a great team, but you just might be a bad coach because you putting your team in the wrong position. Now, explain that. One day I'm playing ball. Coach let me be the point guard. They normally make me be power forward, center, whatever. So the center at the 3-point line, like, yo, give me the ball. He looked like he was wide open. I gave him the ball. He shot it. It was like the craziest, ugliest missing shot ever. I said, damn, bro, why you do that? And the coach was like, that's your fault. I said, how that's my fault? I ain't shoot the ball. He did that. He said, bro, when we put you in at the point guard, bro, you supposed to say, yo, why you calling for the ball with that? Go down, go in your position, and then so I gave him the rock when he wasn't in position. My job was to put people in position and in a best position to score. So it's not even about putting people in position. Sometimes it's about putting people in position at their best skill set, and not the skill set that you need, that you want to put on them to fulfill your obligation. So short story shorter, if somebody only good for 30% work, don't give them 50. Give them 30. Get this person 30. Get this person. As long as you got enough to add up to 100. The thing is, just you know what I mean? You don't got to get your 100% out that person is basically what I'm saying. If he a 10% person, give him 10%. That he sweep the floor. This person, 20% person, let them pass out the flyers. Don't try to put them on the phones and make them secretaries and all that. Like, no, just look, he sweep the floor, he pass the floor. It's all the team.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that's the most important thing about building a team. Understanding people's skill sets and not putting more on them than they can really handle.
No, 1,000%. Yeah, and I'm a more of a talker, right? I think what Nasheed is building, right, in that team aspect is, again, a part of that community, right? So a missing component within our community is that that personnel, one, having leadership, put people in position, right? Give people the opportunities, but then also people playing within their roles, right? So there are certain things that we can do, right? I think it was you was talking about, we all put here to create. There's some like spirituality to that, right? Some kind of enlightenment to that type of conversation. There's a divine unfolding. I've been doing marketing for a couple years now. We've been related my entire life, but the synchronicity of when it was time for us to get together just kind of came together at the perfect time. So same thing for what ultimately we building with B&B is just it's a divine time, and the community needs it more than ever, right? To be able to put people in position to win and to give back, bro. I'm gonna keep emphasizing that. It excites me what we're doing here, right? Being somebody who struggled getting headstones and living through those experiences, like you said, people talking about you and like, oh, you got this money to do this, you got money to do that. No, real stuff. But
that's because that's real, man, and we not gonna act like that ain't real, man. That's the problem.
No, 1,000%. But life be life, don't it?
Yeah.
And sometimes I think we it's easy to forget the dead when you live it, right? And that experience of doing that is something that you have to live with. And what he's providing is a resource in a way to kind of bring that honor and memory back to people that we love. So it's dope.
Cause look, it's real rap. And see, somebody like me, I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm important. See, I don't mind like keeping it real and like snitching on myself. Like I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? I do, but not really. So let's just say, like, I love my grandma. She's gone. She's not here. Me and my grandma know our relationship. Now, if it came down to me having like 18,000 in my pocket or getting my grandma a stone, I'm like, man, my grandma be like, boy, I'm not here, boy. You better go take care of your family and all like that. Boy, I'm going. What you worrying about, boy? Like, you know what I mean? So I'm quite sure it gotta be a lot of people with that same mentality. So if they got an opportunity. Because it's like, it's not like I don't want to honor in the right way or none of that, but I've had to say, all right, take care of your 5 living children, or like, come on, man. Hey. So that means my family going to be talking about me forever.
And that's
so I'm going to need y'all to help me out.
So that's basically one of the reasons. So it comes down to not being able to afford it.
Hands down.
Right. Hands down, that just basically we can't afford certain headstones. So if you're paying for a plot at the cemetery, and that plot's gonna run you $6,000-$7,000, $10,000. So now you got to come up with another $5,000 for a headstone. You're not the only one that's thinking that way, and I'm pretty sure my grandma, my mom, and everybody would say the same thing. Take care of your family first. So what we're doing now is we're making it affordable. We're going to work with the families and the people that are having hard times, that are struggling, and that can't afford these headstones. That's our job right now, to basically try to help our community out. And we're going to figure out a way to get back.
No, we're doing it, man. And it's a beautiful thing, you know, any initiative such as that, you know, I don't mind, you know. I got some little degrees in little marketing and that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not IT. I'm more like a TI. But I get the job done. You know what I mean? And they like, Fran, like, they asking me, because I told them I was going to get down, right? And they like, so you going to really be out there, like, making, like, stones and all? I said, I don't make nothing but things happen. I ain't say all that. You know what I mean? I'm just playing my part, you know what I mean? As long as we all play our part, you know, we get things done. So if y'all know somebody that's struggling, can't afford it, it been 5, 6, instead of grinding your cousin, your aunt up, or whoever that is, holla at B&B Monuments, man. Talk to us, man. Talk to, you know what I mean? Brother Nasheed and IT over there could put something nice together, you know? And be nice, you know, to my wife. Answer the phone, man. Don't be all bugging her, all this crazy stuff. Like she not Charmant. Like, y'all all brothers and sisters. Y'all should have handled that before y'all came to the establishment. You know what I mean? But if y'all need therapy at B&B, yeah, I might could be the B&B Monuments therapist. Yeah, because that's what I do. Yeah, so that's what I'm the therapist. I just hire myself. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, you know, it's the therapist. So, like, and since we're right there, like, do you encourage people when they're going through these traumatic times to get some type of therapy or, like, you know, counseling? Because maybe sometimes people just going through stuff and they're not making clear decisions off of emotion.
So I think anybody that's going through a grieving process, and I've just learned this even just watching my wife and me going through what I went through with my father. And I was I was anal on nobody really need to talk to nobody. Like I don't need to talk to nobody. Like I'm the biggest, strongest guy out here. Like, you know what I mean? I don't need no help. You can't tell me, you know what I mean? Nothing. Outside of me losing my father, the mental stress that it put on me, I came to grips with myself that to vent and just to talk to somebody will probably be the best thing for me to do, to explain my pain and what I'm going through. So I tell everybody that, I mean, if you lost someone close to you and it's bothering you, you need to go talk to somebody. Talk to a therapist, get some counseling, because it can have a toll on you.
Yeah, it definitely can do some, like, altering decisions. I remember it used to have a toll on me, and I used to take it bad because I experienced like a lot of that at a young age with death or whatever like that. So by the time I got to college, people playing all these nice songs and all this popping and lit and girls going wild. I'm in there Styles P all day, alone in these streets, and then my next song, I ain't got nobody. Like, you know what I mean? All this stuff. And then one day OG was like, listen here, man. As long as you living on this side of the grave, is a gift to witness people on that side of the grave. Like, you know what I mean? Basically saying, only reason why you witnessing as much death is because you're living to see it. And I know that might sound crazy, but you know what I mean? It's people, you get every day to make something in your life and make an opportunity. So don't be so caught up on what's dead. Like, focus on what's living and live.
Sure. 1,000%. So again, I'm a talker, right? To touch on it again, the conversations that we are not having in our community around death, around how much we see it, the preparation for it, right? Talking about life insurance and having an actual estate plan so your kids aren't arguing about what you going to do, and all of those issues. And then the financial ramifications of it are conversations that we can start having as we start talking about these monuments and headstones and talking about the death industry, right? The most common experiences, the two common experiences that all human beings have are being born and dying, right? Like that's we all have that in common. And so we experience death at such a frequent way. Like you said, in our community, we die more frequently from everything, from gun violence, from high blood pressure, from diabetes. And so we experiencing death frequently at a younger age, and it does affect us. And so opening up the dialogue about death in our community is a part of that healing process. We can start to have those conversations. We can start to, like him sitting up here being able to say, hey, like, losing my father, I did have to open up. A lot of these young boys that are out here running around angry, killing and drilling and doing all this crazy stuff is because they don't have no forms of expression. They can't talk. They never seen a man open up about his emotions. And so it's a bigger mission tied into all of this. And again, I'm just going to keep touching on that as much as I can.
No, definitely, man, as you should, because it's like, but they say, get your mind right, your money right, and then you're ready for war. So it's like you can't even get to the money if you don't focus on your mind. You know what I mean? And if you get to the money, you're going to lose it all by the destruction of the mind. You know what I mean? So everything, pretty much starts with that, everybody want money. So let's get to some financial literacy or some financial, liberations. Because everybody, I want money. I want the bag, I want to be lit, but don't even know how to maintain and sustain the money. Like, because my whole thing is easy to get anything, but the thing is, how do you maintain it? How do you sustain it? Like, you don't even got the habits to keep it. And if you don't got the habits to keep it, what person is going to invest to give it to you? So, IT, can you tell people about some good, habits to attract an investor, to attract how do you attract the bag? How do you attract an investor?
So I'm gonna be kind of corny, right?
That's cool.
But
Corny people get money.
The secret is making sure you have a secure foundation, right? And as we sit here, we talking about concrete and masonry and the headstone, the monument business. There's a certain kind of mix that makes a good foundation, right?
Okay.
So making sure that you have good people around you, right? And plugging into the resources. I'm gonna make sure I'm intentionally trying not to make the conversation about me. I wanted to kind of shift it back. You made a statement about we were just talking about how going to like just the going to the cemetery and having that impact. You mentioned before talking about the young boys getting to the bag and they're getting their mind right. What it's like when you see them out there at the cemetery and some of the experiences that they can have while they're out there, some of the lessons that they can learn about, one, their mental, right? That
Hold on. Not to break your wisdom, but I just want to make sure I heard what I heard. So are you saying them getting tutelage while they out there at the cemetery?
No,
I'm just being clear. I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. No, I just want to make sure. I just being clear. Is that what you said?
Well, no. So I would say you mentioned about you got to get your mind right before you get the bag, right?
Correct.
And so there's a healing process that Troy had mentioned. Oh, Nasheed, I'm sorry. Nasheed had mentioned about seeing the young boys being out there, having to dig the graves, having to go through that whole process,
right.
And just trying to get him because he's working out there, he's seeing it, so he's interacting with it.
And that sounds like you're referring to a janaza.
It could be, so basically what he's trying to explain is, so when we're out there setting the headstones, I see more of the younger generation out there visiting, whether it's their sister, brother, mother, father, you know what I mean, etc. And I don't see a lot of the older people out there.
Okay. But
I see them sitting there, like they're chilling. You know what I mean? Whether they reading, whether they smoking, whether they drinking, but they out there. So that was the reason for us putting this together. And I said, listen, maybe if we can get them to interact and actually dig this foundation and set this headstone, that they can actually get something from out of it. Because they already there.
No, I like that because you just getting over that. Because now from a culture perspective, so basically you saying now when I go out and I do my work at these grave sites, I'm noticing a certain pattern or a certain frequency or certain type of person out there, and it ain't grandma,
nope.
It ain't auntie, it ain't aunt. I'm noticing it's the YNs or the Y girls. So being as though, let's not go against that grain and that energy. Okay, now how do I make this a conducive, learning environment? Obviously, it's some healing or need the healing go on because they keep coming back. They're not like going to fill out applications. They're not like starting up this agenda where we all put the guns down and blah blah blah. They're going back to which came from the dirt. Everything's back to the dirt, back to the dirt, back to the dirt. And a lot of these people say I'm from the mud. I came from the dirt, right? You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised you find people from the mud, in the mud. That's where they comfortable with. That's their whole thing. So how do we get these trench babies in the mud to see bigger than what they see and help them, what they going through? Because it's obviously they want to do something, and them being there is something, but it's so much they can do more living than that person that they're visiting can. And it's important for them to know that.
For sure. And if you reach out to B&B Monuments, that's what we're here for. It's not just about headstones and selling headstones. It's basically about informing our community with resources on how to deal with what they're going through. Mentally, physically, and spiritually. So it ain't just about coming and buying a headstone. If you need some help and guidance, we're here to help you.
No, that's a good joint too. We're gonna go to a little music break, then we're gonna come back and close it out. Man, it's been a lot of good information. We just go to a little music break, let y'all get a drink of water, refreshing y'all thoughts. So let the people know where they can find y'all once again and give them all the important information to follow B&B Monuments. Let's go. Give me some music, Tukey. Play me something revolutionary. Give me some some self-destruction. You got it. So something revolutionary for me, Tukey. Some self-destruction.
So you're showing your age a little bit.
Showing my age a little bit.
Just a tad, yeah.
That song came out when I was 8.
Next millennium. It's real live here. Goddamn player. I love being a gangster. I got $1 million face and $1 million smile and $1 million flow and $1 million style. And in my lifetime, I sold 1 million worth of vowels. Cats thinking I'm sweet, I ain't been killing in a while. Heard a lot of cats rhyme, I ain't feeling in a while. They must be all broke, they been willing in a while. Yo, it's hectic, man. I bring the pain like a method, man. Respect it, man. When it's fade, got the tech in hand. My nigga GDK hooked up with a Texas clan. Now when we swerve, hitting nerve in a Lexus land. Respect the fam, or your ass be out. And for sure, in the Bentley Azores, we go the classy route. And when that cash be out, we down south with cats that sell crack, gold caps in they mouth. Mom kicked me to the curb for holding crack in the house. Since it's real in the field, keep the still in the will. Niggas killing that will. First meal, I'ma chill, yeah, I promise. But I ain't getting paid for being honest, I'm gon' break that. Rapper drug money, I got to make that. Opportunity knock at the door, I got to take that. One in your face and throw your body where the lake at. It's Spado, creeping with your yayo and your cake at. Charismatic flow, but I get nasty with a break at. Real Philly nigga, put work like I'm AWACS. Type voice that can't even be heard on them ADATs. Your hoes in mine, phone line saying play that. It's the payback. But nah, I ain't Mel Gibson. 9 to 5, I'm cooking up pies in Hell's Kitchen on a jail mission. Running around doing stupid shit. Doing sticks real easy on some ruthless shit. Now I'm cheesy, so the whip on some ruthless shit. Man, I'm a thug till I'm old on some toothless shit. Expression on they face when we step into place. Goddamn player, I love being the gangster. All the chicks waving high when you riding by. Goddamn player, I love being the gangster. And when you roll, they all wanna roll. Goddamn player, I love being the gangster. It hit the fan, depend on your man. Goddamn player, I love being
Look
a
at here, it's hard being a gangster. You could get killed being a gangster. If you ain't real, you ain't no gangster. I keep my still, you know. Watching for other gangsters, we ain't the same, I ain't your clique. It's simple as that. I'm a figure, he a figure. It's deeper than rap. I'm a nigga, you a nigga. We each got a gat. I cop, chop, sell it. You eat by the packs. Boots, steaks. Meanwhile, I'm a gangster. Prada suits, minks. 20 inches on the wheel. Candy, paint. You want MF to stop? Man, we can't. Man, we ain't. I love being the shit. Damn, I stink. It's Dutchie man, playboy. What you think? From the watch to the link. And if you don't know by now, then you ain't. I'm a gangster.
See the expression on they face when we step into place. Goddamn player, I love being a gangster. All the chicks waving high when you riding by. Goddamn player, I love being a gangster. And when you roll, they all wanna roll. Goddamn player, I love being a gangster. It hit the fan, depend on your man.
I make it
Goddamn
famous.
player, I
Blaze
love
the steel and meth with the rage to kill. Slow flow murderers, Dutch spade and gill. Who better? Y'all don't know the smell of that new leather. The V Twizzy, Henny and weed dizzy. Chickens like who is he? Linen sitting on tan butter. Shit, I'm getting funny stares from my man's mother. 1,000 grams of butter. Bounce that, sick in the kitchen. Cold cook, always bring the right amount back. Haters doubted that I ever would blow. They hear about me out in places they never could go. Nights, guzzle and mow. The ice smothers my road. Got advance money, cop pies. Double the dough, 6 double the O. Push me if you want, I know your style. Use a bitch without the pussy in front. Niggas approach me on the streets, I'm like, what do you want? No, I can't get you a deal. Can't split you a meal. No, you can't play passenger in my wheel. Niggas copping GS3s with toilet paper. Why not the biggest one? You ain't have full paper? You niggas may be dope. Shit, I'm for sure paper. I love being the gangster.
See the expression on they face when we step into place. Goddamn player, I love being the gangster. All the chicks waving high when we riding by. Goddamn player, I love being the gangster. And when we roll, they all wanna roll. Goddamn player, I love being the gangster. It hit the fan, depend on your man. Goddamn player, I love being the gangster. To all my gangsters, Nice
everywhere.
Town and EA, on the hands.
Dirty
and
South
meth niggas.
gangsters,
Bumpy Johnson, Tony
West
Dutch,
Coast niggas.
K, my nigga Titter, Kai
East
Nitty,
Coast niggas.
Don Stanford, Jay Jiggy,
My real niggas.
Marcus Graham, Kino Brown,
Niggas with no
down.
bitch in
My
they
nigga
blood.
Pop, hitting the
know?
block, chops, bruh.
Yeah. Shout out to the major figures. Now, you know, way back, Hip Hop on Deck Radio, every Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. Shout out to EA to go to Tri-State. Shout out to manager Lala. You know, and before we say salutations, you know, to I guess one more time, I want y'all to give out y'all information where people can find you at. Well, hold on. My fault. See, friends, sometimes I be we gotta do the top 10, like the hip hop on deck top 10 buzz, right? So we got these artists from all around the world, like all around the world, Craig, and they send us their music. And so out of all the people around the world, we mention the artists in their top 10 songs. So before we say salutations, would you guys mind, you know, helping me with this?
For sure. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Definitely my guy, IT. You know what I mean? And so, IT, I want you to do 1, 2, 3, and I want brother B&B to do 4 and 5. So, yeah, I'm out here. We a rap group. Yo, this IT, B&B, and Skinny. All right, you know what I mean? Well, we're going to do this week, Hip Hop on Deck Buzz, Top 10 Weekly. We're going to start this off. And make sure you say where they from.
So, all right, at number 1, we got Buffalo.
Big Buffalo.
Benny the Butcher.
Benny the Butcher.
Featuring Bodie James.
Ooh, Boldy.
Duffel Bag, Hottie's Revenge.
Hey.
Then all of that on there too?
Yeah, all you got to give them their Instagram. You got to give them their recognition.
Instagram at Get Benny. My bad. All right.
Uh-huh.
Number 2, we got New York City. It's the Mussolini with DJ Fresh and Currency.
Okay.
Video is She Can't Be Mad.
Hey.
Instagram is at that Mussolini.
Oh.
And at DJ Fresh.
DJ Fresh.
At number 3, we got Houston by Mon Leo.
Houston.
Featuring Stunner for Vegas. I'm so old. Queen, that's the Queen and Slim video.
It's cool. I'm putting you on that game, boy.
Instagram is the at Mona Leo and at Stunner for Vegas.
See how you like that, B&B? I had to update your IT.
You said
What's wrong with that?
you said you got
So,
4.
Yeah, 4 and 5. Yeah.
All right, so for
Brother
four,
Nasheed.
for 4, we got Washington, D.C.,
Hey.
Rico Nasty, Butterfly Kisses,
Hey.
X Can't Win 'Em, all video.
Hey.
Instagram at Rico Nasty.
Hey. Where we at?
Asbury?
Yeah,
Asbury Park.
yeah.
Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Jersey.
Honey BX BY. Think I might video. Instagram at It's Honey BX BY.
I think I might. I don't know what you think. You might gonna do what, honey? You gonna do what, honey?
That's funny.
Number 6, we got Patterson, New Jersey. Back to Jersey. Asian. What's up with that video? That's what it's called. And that Instagram is at I'm Asian. What a HN. And number 7, we going out California, San Diego. And that's Star 2 Sprite and Lil Kel. And Where Would You Go video. Yo, there's a lot of videos out. Make sure y'all go check them videos out. And that Instagram is at Star 2 Official. And Sprites Up, and that Life Lil Kel. And number 8, we going to one of my favorite countries in the whole wide world, London, UK. Yeah, I'm from there. Like, yo, black people from there, bro. Like I don't know them right now, but I'm gonna do my research. And number 8, that's Makola, and that's Stone Roses video. And that Instagram is at Makola Music. And number 9, we going to my other hood. I never been there, but Young Dolph is from there. Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to my guy K Carbon, Do It All video. And that Instagram is at K Carbon _. And can y'all help me? Because on the last video, it's number 10. Let me do a little drum roll. Need a little drum roll, a little drum. And back again. We're back in my home country that I never been. And that's East London, UK. And that's Asa. And that's the Moose video. Yo, and that Instagram is at ESSOS AJOY, and that's this week top 10 buzz for May 2nd. Yes, this year 2025. I'm making feeling like an old head. Man, I remember being in school right in 1996 and stuff. Like it's 2000 and spaceship right now. It's crazy, man. Yeah, sometimes I just flash in and out of it. Don't mind me. They did this to me. Like I was nice until I went outside with hoodlums. Anyway, so where can they find you guys? Where can they get a stone? Where can they join the apprenticeship program? Just wrap it up in a debriefing of the interview of how they can find you guys to get your services.
No, yeah, so 1,000%. So for all correspondences, you can reach us at bbmonuments.org. That's to order a headstone. That's to fill out the headstone giveaway entry form. That's to email us and fill out the contact form for the pre-apprenticeship. On social media, you can find us either at BB Monuments on Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube and on Facebook is Building Better Monuments. So again, bbmonuments.org, at BB Monuments, or at Building Better Monuments. If you want to email about the pre-apprenticeship program specifically, you can email at nasheed@bbmonuments.org. That's N as in Nancy, A as in Apple, S as in Sally, I as in Igloo, D as in David, at bbmonuments.org. Or you can give us a call at phone number
215-510-7653. 215-510-7653. B&B Monuments.
B&B Monuments. So is there anything before we sign off? Is there anything that's very important? Like this is your message. All right, they're gonna find this message 1,000 years from now. They're gonna be like, yo, it was this great place called B&B, and they open up this bottle. What that message say?
So I would probably say when you open that bottle up, that B&B Monuments was able to help out our community,
right,
from start to finish, from gifting the headstones, from teaching the trade, and taking it further. That's it.
B&B Monuments. Let's make history.
We
see y'all next week. Hip Hop on Deck Radio every Friday, 6 to 8. Shout out to my host, EA. Shout out to the other hostess, La 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 la. We see y'all next week. Y'all know what it is, Friend Daddy SP, but I love it when they call me